How do you stop doing tutorials and start coding? The difference between an experienced developer and a beginning programmer is just that, experience. But how do you get experience when you're just starting out? Most everyone knows that coding is a valuable skill because programmers make good money and they enjoy a lot of employment opportunities. And coding isn't that hard. Almost anyone can follow a tutorial. What often happens is someone says, I want to learn to code, and they search online or they ask someone what's the best language to start with, and then they get started. They find a tutorial or a set of exercises, they work through it, they learn if-then statements and about variables and other data structures. Maybe they're doing some exercises and it starts to feel kind of pointless. At some point, they stop coding. Compare that to people who took programming in college. Under a computer science degree, you're going to spend hours and hours working on different kinds of problems, some of those algorithms, but also in teams. And it's sort of, there isn't that question of what am I doing? It's more of a like, okay, this is part of a long-term thing. At the end of this, I'm going to have a CS degree and I'll translate directly into a job. At the same time, it changes their perspective because they start to see programming as a way to solve all kinds of problems. They will have seen many different problems, so they will naturally run into some issues and think in business, okay, well, I think I know how this would work. But there are other ways, and that's why I'm making this video. Beginning programmers can gain experience and find a meaning along the way. They can work with some of the best programmers in the world. They don't have to pay a dime. They can have an impact in making code that is used by millions, if not billions of people. With this kind of experience, it's much easier to land a coding job and to go from doing tutorials into coding full-time. If you've been stuck doing coding tutorials, here's how you can take it to the next level. Step one, I assume since you've been doing tutorials, you know which language you like best. Maybe you've only been doing it in one language. Maybe you've been doing multiple, but you had sort of the most fun working on a certain language or even a certain kind of problem. So the first step is to choose a language. Step two, open up GitHub and search for that language. You want to search across all of GitHub and you'll get a list of thousands of different projects that use that language. What we're looking for are projects that have a lot of forks, that have been updated recently, that are likely to have a community that would support you as you begin to work on their code. Once you find one, bookmark it and move on and do this until you find a few projects. Now, step three, for each of the projects that you bookmarked, take a look at their repo page and you'll see up there next to code there will be issues. Click on the issues page. There you're going to see tens, hundreds, thousands of different issues that have been submitted by users and developers. These are problems waiting to be solved. Some of them are feature requests. Some of them are support issues. Somebody tried to install the software. The point is you want to look through these and read them, try to understand, and look for ones that are on the simple side, that whatever kind of inspires you to actually download the code and run it. The best thing to happen out of this is that you find one and you have an idea for a solution. So you get the code and you go from there. Does it end there? Absolutely not. This is where the real work happens, but this is where the real growth happens. This is the part that takes you from a beginning programmer who just does exercises to someone who can solve real problems and have an impact in these projects. And those projects are not much different from the things you're going to see inside a company. If you like this video and want to learn more about open source, getting practical experience coding, then subscribe for more videos just like this. All right, thanks. Take care.